how do you boost your immune system? Because as we discussed a moment ago, it's people that are at risk are the people who have immunocompromise of some sort. Now, if you're living on planet Earth in the 21st century, then you're probably living a toxic lifestyle, even if you're trying not to, because we live in a sea of toxins. So our immune systems are always being challenged, right? So which is why we recommend, and it's recommended by anyone who's in the wellness industry, that everyone 3-4 times a year does something significantly to detoxify themselves and to clean their body out and to boost their immune system. And that's exactly what we do here. If you're concerned about your immune system, you're concerned about your risk of this virus, which is, as we said, is not really, looking at all the viruses in the world that we're exposed to, it's one of the minimal problems associated with it. But if you're concerned at all, we'd be happy to help you with that. And keep in mind about this with regards to viruses. Viruses, the reason viruses have such a scary reputation is because they're not really alive. They're not like bacteria or funguses or other animals or plants. Because viruses don't do a few things that are required to be considered life. They don't eat, they don't drink, they don't breathe, and they can't have babies. Okay? They are the absolute penultimate parasite. They just insert themselves into your cell, and then your cell now produces the virus, because it can't reproduce itself. So when it inserts itself into your cell, if your immune system's strong, it just gobbles it up and it's gone. Now usually it takes a few days to develop that immune response. So that's why so every cold you get, every minor cold, is a virus. So you get the cold and you've got, some symptoms like a runny nose and a cough. Maybe you don't feel too good, you get a little fever, and it lasts 4 or 5 days, and then it goes away. And the reason it goes away is during that period you developed an appropriate immune response, and the virus is gone. So it's the same thing with this. Most people that are contracting this, the vast majority are going through that same 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and they're well again because their immune system is able to take care of it. So what we would like to do here is offer people an opportunity to come and build your immune system, get it strengthened, clean out any of the garbage. So the side benefits is that you're going to feel better than you have in 10 years anyway, and you not only will be not have to worry about this virus, but any other virus that you're going to run into. And as I said, the flu virus, the influenza virus, the one that everyone knows about, is much more dangerous. And that's the one. So even once this scare blows over, then you've got to face the influenza virus, which is worldwide. We offer here, what can someone get if they wanted to do more than just oral vitamins to boost their immune system? And of course we always have to go back to detoxification. We have to remember that 60% of our immune system is in our gut. It's lymph nodes and something called Peyer's patches and all these things. So 60% of our immune system is in our gut. So imagine if your gut is full, if you're like the average person who only goes to the toilet once a day, then you still have a whole lot inside of you, a whole lot of waste inside of you, which is being recycled and managed and all that. And so your immune system is busy and your liver is busy. So just by cleaning that out, you free up 60% anatomically of your immune system. So that's a big boost. So that's part of the detoxification. You drink a lot of green juices or Master Detox, which is another very unique detoxification program we have here. It uses bentonite clay and it uses psyllium husk, which kind of absorbs toxins out of your body as you're drinking fluids and you're cleaning out your gut. So all of that stuff does. The other thing we do is we have a very highly trained lymphatic therapist that helps us move our lymphatic system, because remember, your lymphatic system is the superhighway for your immune system. This is how your immune system communicates to each other. It goes through the lymph nodes, the lymphatic vessels into the lymph nodes. So we get your lymphatics moving. And then in terms of IVs, we have several IVs that are specifically for the immune. Our gut limits the amount of vitamin C that we can absorb if we take it orally. We can only get up to a certain amount of concentration of vitamin C in our blood and in our tissues from our gut. Once we exceed that amount, we start to get diarrhea. And anyone who's taken a lot of vitamin C will notice that. That's why the IV bypasses that, and you get higher doses. And what we know about that is it totally stimulates the immune system, the T cells, the lymphocytes, all the cells that are necessary to fight viruses. And these are the same, by the way, this is the same part of the immune system that fights cancer. So viruses and cancer are very, very similar. They do a lot of things. And many cancers are related to some virus. Like hepatitis B, hepatitis C, Epstein-Barr, those kinds of viruses are related. And then HPV, human papillomavirus, which cervical cancer, and also nasopharyngeal cancers. And so, anyway, so cancers and viruses require the same immune response. So vitamin C does that. Intravenous ozone therapies. That's not intravenous, but what happens is a portion of your blood, 200 cc's, is ozonated. It stimulates your immune system big time. You put it back in. There's another thing called minor autohemo ozone treatment, which is very powerful immune boost, and that is where you draw out a little bit of blood, just like you would for a blood a blood test. So let's say 5 cc's, and then you take a 10 cc syringe, and then you put another 5 cc of ozone. You mix it up really good, and you give it a shot in your butt. Produces it's almost like a vaccination of your own, anything that's going on, any virus or any cancer cell or anything in your body that's in your blood is now going to have, the immune system is going to be alerted to it. So it's almost like a vaccination, but it's actually better, and it's not a vaccination. It's called minor autohemo immune. And then there's the other things we use is a combination of alpha lipoic acid, glutathione, and phosphatidylcholine. These things, even though they're working on the liver to repair the liver, which is very important because you've got to be able to detoxify, it also affects your immune system. So in all of these ways, and then we get you to sleep early. Meditation, very, very important. No matter what religion you are, it is not a religious practice. It's really just a way of controlling stress. It's a way of looking at detoxifying your mind, because what you do in meditation is you learn not to think. Okay? Because remember, you can't control your thoughts. You can't decide what you're going to think, but you can just turn it off. And if you can turn it off, you save yourself a lot of stress. And stress, as we know, impacts the immune system negatively. And psychologists tell us that 70% of our thoughts are negative. Because where do our thoughts come from? Your mother saying, no, 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 you shouldn't do that, you couldn't do that, blah, 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 you're going to get in trouble, you're going to fall. So that's, 70% of our background dialogue in our mind is negative. So we got to turn it off, and because negative thoughts suppress the immune system, whereas positive thoughts increase the immune system. So that's part of being here, being in Phuket, Thailand, where it's beautiful, everyone's smiling, and everyone's polite. There's beautiful colors around, there's fresh air. So all of that stuff is actually immune support. So anyway, it's a pretty comprehensive and very effective program we have here.